क्षण में अपनी निर्बलता तेरी सर्व संपन्नता प्रमाणित करता हूँ। तेरे अतिरिक्त कोई ईश्वर नहीं है। तू संकट मोचन सर्वव्यापी है। तू संकट मोचन सर्वव्यापी है। हे मेरे परमात्मा, मैं साक्षी देता हूँ कि तुझे पहचानने और तेरी ही पूजा के लिए तूने मुझे उत्पन्न किया है। तूने मुझे उत्पन्न किया है। तूने मुझे उत्पन्न किया है।
Honorable Chief Guest Mrs. Sangeeta Singh, IAS, Chief Executive Officer Ayushman Bharat and MD Medical Supplies Corporation. Respected Founder Manager Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, respected Founder Director Dr. Bharti Gandhi, respected President CMS Dr. Geeta Gandhi Kingdon, respected Director Strategy Mr. Roshan Gandhi, respected Head of Department Quad Mrs. Susmita Basu, respected Senior Principal Gomti Nagar 2 Ms. Manjeet Batra, respected principals of various CMS branches, respected principals of all participating schools, members of print and electronic media, staff members of CMS Mahanagar and staff members of other CMS branches, other eminent guests and my dear loving children. Greetings from the city of Nawabs. I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you present here for Macfair International. We had planned an extensive Macfair this year, but due to prevailing pandemic situation, we organized online Macfair to keep up the spirit of learning. We at CMS believe that every adversity is an opportunity in disguise. Hence, we let our Macfair International go online, and I am grateful to the principals of all participating schools for making an effort to motivate the students to participate in this program in such difficult times. You are true agents of change. Macfair is a youth festival for maths, science and computers, and we have two categories in the participants. We have a junior category and we have a senior category. Junior category has classes 8, 9 and 10, and senior category includes class 11 and 12 students. We have included the events which could easily be conducted online, like Discovery, it is Olympiads in science subjects, Jingles, Viola, that is debate, Rhetoric, Extempore and Quiz. All these events will be conducted between 21st to 25th September. This takes care of the material learning in students, but such events go a long way in shaping the life, ideas and beliefs of students. It fulfills many areas in children: respect for diversity, tolerance for each other, community participation, critical thinking in child and creativity, recognizing unique capabilities of each child, creating an interest in learning, helping in emphasizing conceptual clarity while the child is preparing for these programs. I would like to appreciate the efforts of the Macfair team of CMS Mahanagar, who prepared this Macfair with several weeks of hard work, commitment, encounters, reflection and prayers, making its journey its own reward. I am very happy to see enthusiastic children wanting to participate. These interactions, dear teachers and students, infuse a new level of energy in you. CMS education teaches love for God, love for fellow beings, and belief in unity. We are here to teach these values to our children. All our activities are motivated towards this goal. This event today is the consistent hard work of our founders who leave no stone unturned to ensure that learning in children take place. Thank each one of you for Macfair 2020, and I would like to state that it is a wake-up call for the youth of the world. Dear students, you are not only the future, you are today, you are the present. Realize that you have a mission. By your actions and your approach, your way of looking at things, your desires, your sensitivity harmonizes in superior unity in the world. You have the ability to make the world a better place to live in. Teachers of today need to be with a renewed mindset if you are serving the youth of today. Let us encourage them with generosity to build a better world, a united world, a peaceful world. Youth do not solely need material things, but they need non-material values like spirituality, generosity, integrity, solidarity, fraternity, and above all, joy. I am sure that despite the noise and confusion seemingly prevalent in our world today, God's call continues to resonate in the depth of your heart. And you need to open it to joy and happiness. Students need tolerance and resilience. Such interaction with each other in the form of youth festival is important to teach resilience, which improves your mental capacity, that allows you to adapt to changes. It means bending like a bamboo, not crumbling like a rock. Resilient people recover from hardships very easily. So we are here, my dear children, teachers, principals, with about 40 participating schools from India and Nepal. I welcome the participants from Kashtmandap Vidyalaya, Nepal, Kathmandu, and Wisdom Academy, Kanchanpur, Nepal, and schools from Jamshedpur, Howrah, Kolkata, Lakhimpur, Haldwani, Mumbai, Noida, Nagpur, Mathura, Jaipur in Rajasthan, and some from Hooghly, Vadodara in Gujarat, Bhavnagar in Gujarat, New Delhi, Assam, and many reputed schools from Lucknow. I appreciate the efforts of staff of CMS Mahanagar who have worked hard to make this program a success. Dr. S.C. Tripathi, Secretary Macfair, and Mr. Atul Bajpai, Coordinator Macfair, and his team have planned the entire program. Mrs. Shipra Singhal, comparer and ISC in charge of Mahanagar, you will be seeing her in comparing. I am grateful to the multimedia team, Mr. Amar Srivastav, Ms. Arpita Samson, Ms. Sameem Singh for the multimedia and technical support, Mr. Kurian and his entire team for all the technical support, the live program which you are seeing now, the camera, the videos, everything they are taking care of. Mrs. Archana Sinha and her team for preparing the opening program. I am very grateful to my chief guest, respected Mrs. Sangeeta Singh, CEO Ayushman Bharat and MD Medical Supplies Corporation, for accepting my invitation as chief guest for the function, and this motivates our students. Ma'am is a versatile personality, a humble, down-to-earth human being, and a very loving person. I am grateful to my founders for being here. Thanks each and everyone for the support of the program. Thank you and Jai Jagat. And now I would like to move to the next program.
Thank you, ma'am, for your welcome speech. We are indeed honored to have amidst us today respected Mrs. Sangeeta Singh, IAS, Chief Executive Officer, Ayushman Bharat, and MD Medical Supplies Corporation as our chief guest. Her benign presence has raised the bar of this function, and on behalf of the audience, I thank her for providing her gracious presence to join us today and to enhance our joy. Now, I very humbly invite our respected founder manager, Dr. Jagdish Gandhi sir, to introduce the esteemed chief guest to the audience. Over to sir.
We are extremely honored to welcome our most honorable chief guest, Sangeeta Singh, IAS Chief Executive, Ayushman Bharat, and MD, Medical Supplies Corporation. Ms. Sangeeta Singh comes from the heart of UP, Prayagraj, famous for harboring holy Ganges. Here, where she picked up her love for both the languages Hindi and and a flair for English. Learned from the strict schooling at St. Mary's Convent. She picked up political science as her graduation at Allahabad University, responsible for setting the tone of political discourse right after independence, went on to become gold medalist graduation, setting up setting the path for a brighter career. Come 1994, she got selected in state civil service and inducted in administrative service 2009. After having commanded several field postings of and both eastern western UP, and from all those come 1994, she got selected in state civil service and inducted into the Indian Administrative Service in 2009. After having commanded several field postings in districts of both eastern and western UP, and from all these places she acquired a unique command over the vernacular dialects and that different from district to district. After IAS induction, she has served in the Lucknow Development Authority and to a renewable energy department in the government, post that her posting as district magistrate Sultanpur gave her an overview of the city of administration. 2018, she was chosen by the government to spearhead the launch and the implementation of Ayushman Bharat in Pradesh, a charge she is currently. COVID situation added another responsibility on her trusted shoulders. Family drugs and instruments, medical and consumable supply, where she holds pursue for medical instrument supply across the state. Mother of two, she loves reading, writing, literature, and poetry, both in English. The pandemic gave her the new skill to tide over the stress of her professional responsibility. Taking being a mother of two children, she is used by the University of Children and is thus all to motivate and guide. Thank you once again, our chief guest, Sangeeta Singh ji. We are very honored to welcome you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And once again, I extend a very, very warm welcome to our revered chief guest. We are really honored to have her here amidst us. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear children, for an auspicious inauguration of the fair, we have now the lighting of the lamp ceremony. Scientifically, fire is at the middle of the five elements: earth, water, fire, air, space, as it gives them power and strength. Fire gives out light, and light brings brightness. In doing so, it dispels darkness, and we begin to see things clearly. Light is everywhere the symbol of joy and of life-giving power. Hence, I humbly invite the convener of the fair, respected Dr. Mrs. Kalpana Tripathi, and the in charges of Mahanagar campus to virtually perform the ceremony.
हर मन के अंधेरे में एक दीप जला देना, हर मन के अंधेरे में एक दीप जला देना, अज्ञान का तिमिर मिटा कर प्रभु राह दिखा देना, हर मन के अंधेरे में एक दीप जला देना। प्रभु हमको शक्ति दो, बस तेरा ही है सहारा, मानवता की सेवा ही हो जीवन लक्ष्य हमारा, सारा जग अपना है, जन जन को बता देना, अज्ञान का तिमिर मिटा कर प्रभु राह दिखा देना, हर मन के अंधेरे में एक दीप जला देना।
I'm sure we've all been illumined, and we promise to spread this light far and wide. Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly profess that all religions have the same foundation. That is, a belief in the supernatural, belief in the power above nature that man could influence by worship, by sacrifice, and by prayer. I do believe that the original sources of all religions should be taught to children, because then shall we find our similarities, not just our differences. I believe that if Muhammad, Buddha, Jesus, and Moses all got together, they would be best of friends, because the spiritual basis of all religions is something that builds unity. Hence, I firmly believe that the essence of all religions is one, only their approaches are different. Coming up next is All Religion Prayer Dance, giving the message of unity in diversity.
जब सबकी एक है धरती और सबका एक गगन, फिर काहे को फिरता कोई काहू में मगन, कोई काहू में मगन, सब धर्मों का सभी जगह हो सुंदर एक भवन, जिसके प्रांगण में हो एकता शांति और अमन, हृदय एक हो सबकी, एक हो सबकी भावना, मिलके करे सब प्रार्थना, तब आएगी सद्भावना, मिलके करे सब प्रार्थना, तब आएगी सद्भावना। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे,
जय हो शंकरा आदिदेव शंकरा तेरे जाप के बिना चले ये सांस किस तरह मेरा कर्म तू ही जाने क्या बुरा है क्या भला तेरे रास्ते पे मैं तो आंख मूंद के चला तेरे नाम की जोत ने सारा हर लिया तमस मेरा नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोलेनाथ शंकरा जय त्रिलोकनाथ शंभु हे शिवाय शंकरा नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोलेनाथ शंकरा रुद्रदेव हे महेश्वरा
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं
जो कभी रोशनी दूर तक न दिखे जिंदगी में कभी जिंदगी कम लगे जो कभी आदमी से डरे आदमी जो दिलों में कभी प्यार की हो कमी भटके न तेरा इंसान भटके न तेरा इंसान कोई रास्ता निकाल लेना मालिक संभाल लेना हमको संभाल लेना हिम्मत हमें तू देना मालिक संभाल लेना मेहनतों पे जिए भागे और दौड़े हम जिंदा है जब तक जीना ना छोड़े हम और कभी जो लगे रौनकें खो गई भेजना पेड़ों पे पत्तियां तू नहीं सुनसान डालियों पे सुनसान डालियों पे परिंदे उतार देना मालिक संभाल लेना हमको संभाल लेना हिम्मत हमें तू देना मालिक संभाल लेना हमको संभाल लेना हिम्मत हमें तू देना मालिक संभाल लेना
Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed honored to have in our midst today Honorable Mrs. Sangeeta Singh, IAS Chief Executive Officer, Ayushman Bharat and MD Medical Supplies Corporation as our chief guest, who very kindly agreed to grace the occasion despite her busy schedule. We are deeply grateful to you, ma'am. Now I very humbly request, ma'am, to bless the participants and the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I am delighted to be here today, this morning, addressing all of you. Less as a CEO or an MD of an organization, and more so as a parent of two wonderful children, and I take delight in whatever their achievements are. So I'm more happy to be here as a parent rather than an officer. Respected Jagdish Gandhi ji, respected Mrs. Kalpana Tripathi, Mrs. Geeta Gandhi, convener of Mrs. Kalpana Tripathi, convener of Macfair, honorable teachers who have joined in from different parts of the country, and all the lively young students who have not let the pandemic come in the way of their competitive spirit. Thank you for being here and thank you for having me. It gives me great pleasure to address all of you. I'm also enthused to come here today as I have two kids of my own who have spent much of their schooling in CMS, which has helped me relate with the philosophy of the education imparted here. I must admit, it is a unique moment for all of us participating here, especially the elders, as we all congregate to attend an online function, an unheard of thing just about a year ago. This is how the COVID pandemic has affected the world. People are now not only open to change, but have customized themselves to welcome change with open arms. As they say, every crisis is also an opportunity. And I believe that despite the loss to health and lives, the pandemic has also brought us closer to the fundamentals of life. As young children, in the last 10 months, 7 months, you have witnessed a profound event. Most of us, the older ones, even we have not witnessed a pandemic at such close quarters. We have come a long way from the day of extreme lockdown to today, where we are all adapting to the new lives with masks. Even US students have had to experience a complete departure from normal teaching. Online medium, where it comes with its own sets of advantages and disadvantages, have now come into play. I'm sure all of you must have missed the vibrance of in-person school teaching. It must have helped you realize how much we take granted little things of life that give us motivation and happiness on a daily basis. Just being able to meet your friends, have conversations, naughty pranks in classes. Even teaching online is not as fun as teaching in person, the X factor of interpersonal interactions. Despite the influx of technological mediums, even today, an important meeting necessitates a personal meeting. Such is the premium of a human interaction. As you move forward, make sure you value every small such moment so that your quality of life improves, even as you race ahead to make prosperous careers. And why interpersonal relations and the human agility and the jijivisha, as we call, is it important? I think we have a live example of this in our midst in the form of Mr. Jagdish Gandhi. Now, despite being ill and despite his age, I have had the privilege of being introduced by him, and he's here in our midst, very much present and participating in this function. I think his enthusiasm and his energy is amazing. And it is a thing for us, all of us, to emulate. Thank you, Mr. Gandhi. Right from the time I came to Lucknow, I have been a very big fan, and it is so nice to be face to face with you. And the very fact that you have introduced me has added a feather in my cap today. So while CMS could have easily postponed this event and not kept an online version of it, it goes to show that they are committed to making the life of a student as normal as it could be. This event, as I'm told, invites competitions in the areas of mathematics, computers, and science, each of the three areas of utmost importance in the future. I lead the Ayushman Bharat scheme, which aims to give health insurance to the underprivileged section of the society. And despite being a health social sector scheme, every single day, we have to work through an intensive technological software and high-level computational analysis for measuring outcomes. I'm sharing this experience with you to make you understand the requirements of a future that is going to be powered by technology, understood through numbers, and is reliant on scientific breakthroughs. As much as we can dislike any of these, we cannot escape them. So let's get on the bandwagon to learn as much in the time that we have. As curious young students, you have all the resources, the time, and the mechanism to develop future-ready skills. But as a senior administrator and a person who has seen life, let me request you to keep your heart, ethics, and values intact. For skills can be learned any time in life, but values are hard to learn if missed. With these words, I wish you all the best for an intensive competitive spell in Macfair. May the best win and let the others learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for such encouraging words. I'm sure the takeaway of your speech has been that today we are staying apart just to ensure that tomorrow we can come together. And thanks for reinforcing the concept of resilience of human spirit and the human species, proving biologically that humans, of course, are the best species and the fittest species on this earth in terms of Darwinism. As a biologist, I can say survival of the fittest. Good morning, respected guests and dear participants. Welcome to the virtual Macfair 2020. I take this opportunity to take you down the memory lane way back to the year 1992, when the foundation of the Macfair was laid. Macfair started as an inter-school competition and was attended by schools from Lucknow only in that year. It had mathematics and computer application as its theme. Hence, the event was named MAC, that is Mathematics and Computer Fair. The very next year, it expanded its wings as a national level competition, and from the year 1995, Macfair acquired the status of an international level competition. In the course of this long journey, we have, through observation and experience, incorporated a wide variety of events which cover the whole range of activities extending from math and computer to different spheres of science like physics, chemistry, biology, and biotechnology. But then came the COVID. This year, the year 2020, came up with altogether a different kind of challenge, that is the social distancing. However, it could not become a deterrent for the process of learning distancing. So we are all here to prove that the show must go on. Now let us take a glimpse of Macfair that used to be in the period 2020. Macfair. This virtual Macfair, it is not just virtual. Please take some message away from this, that we are going to fight and we are going to survive. Out of the principles of Darwin, survival of the fittest and the natural selection. So those who are fittest, only they will survive this pandemic. The Macfair now is not only maths and computer. In addition to studying the academics, we encourage the students to develop the soft skills like speeches, like debates. Not only that, where the motor skills are also required. We had in the previous years some competitions based on science projects, robot making, and yes, to enrich, to entertain, we had some gaming also in the previous years. The old teams which have been with us for over a decade or so, I'm sure they will vouch for it, that every Macfair provided a different flavor, a different taste. Still, the theme remained maths and computer. So maths, computer, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, biotechnology, whatnot. Our kitty is full of challenges. The quiz that is going to be conducted, this quiz is not only physics and chemistry. It is test in your fastest finger first kind of thing. Not only the knowledge, but the speed and the accuracy. You don't have to like accurate only. You have to be accurate and fast. So that will be tested in the quiz and in the debate. Your debating skill, how logical you are, your Salkai and Gairai of the brain, your cranial capacity, your analytical ability, the frontal lobe, and the ability to coordinate thought and speech. We are going to test it all. So be ready and take this in the spirit of a competition. I really wanted to thank for all those who have joined us, not just as a competitive team, but their spirit that against all odds, they decided to join the event. We would have been more than happy to receive you in Lucknow. But this is giving me almost the same feel. So what if we are not face to face? At least we are heart to heart, connected heart to heart. Maybe not face to face. So let this connection develop and let it continue. We'll be hoping to come out of all these turmoils, and then all dues will be cleared. All dues, rest assured. Whatever we have in store, we like to clear our dues, the overdues, everything. All this will be settled. So we have planned a multimedia to show the glimpses of the Macfair that we had in the previous years. The events, in brief, just a short clip of it, whatever we had over the years, not that only any one specific year of the Macfair. So our multimedia team has worked a lot on it. So they will be showing the clips. It's a very short, very small clip.
A very good information that the Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, inaugurated the Math and Computer Fair, Macfair, on 9th of August 1919. 1999 में 9 अगस्त को मैकफेयर का 11 बजे सवेरे उद्घाटन किया था अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी ने। इस समय ऑनरेबल राजनाथ सिंह मौजूद थे, यूपी में चीफ मिनिस्टर थे कल्याण सिंह जी, वो भी थे, और यूपी गवर्नर यहाँ पर थे, मौजूद थे, और कालराज मिश्रा जी थे। तो ये एक बहुत बड़े बड़े नेताओं की गैदरिंग थी, और इसमें 9 अगस्त 1999 को ये इसका उद्घाटन CMS गोमती नगर 1 के ऑडिटोरियम में किया गया था। बहुत बड़ा ऑडिटोरियम था, 3 शेड का। उस समय ये प्राइम मिनिस्टर अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी ने मैकफेयर का उद्घाटन किया था।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us this valuable information. Thank you so much, sir. And I now believe we can start with the introduction of the teams once again, since all the teams are waiting and anxiously they wish to see their school's name there on the screen. So over to Dr. Tripathi.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I welcome Adamas International School, Calcutta. This team needs a very special mention because this was the pioneer, the first to join this year. The moment I posted the entry, the very next day this team sent the participation form. So the early bird of Macfair, Adamas International. Dayanand Public School, Jamshedpur, where the vision is to impart education irrespective of any boundaries of caste or creed. That is what I call breaking all barriers. Truly the followers of the spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. In Lucknow Public School, Lakhimpur Kheri, a school which aspires to create meaningful, strategic solutions that will make at least one corner of the world a better place to live. The Future Foundation School, Calcutta, whose founding principles are centered around the four aspects of a child's personality, namely mental, physical, vital, and the spiritual. Claimed rightly by them, I quote, "We are here to open the way of the future to children," unquote. Next, Gurukul International School, Haldwani. As the name itself suggests, the school offers a global platform with perfect blend of modern technology, cultural values, and innovations. MC Kejriwal Vidyapeeth, Havra, West Bengal. Their mission is to educate, to foster a love of learning, and to instill a spirit of compassion in the younger generation. Manekji Cooper Education Trust School, Mumbai. The school caters to an all-round development of children by inculcating resilience and excellence, truly living up to its motto, I quote, "There is no excellence without labor," unquote. Kothari International School, Noida, a school which cherishes the dream of nurturing young minds in an inspiring and motivational atmosphere and providing charismatic, vibrant, dynamic, and decisive leaders of tomorrow. St. Augustine Day School, Calcutta, targeting success for every child. The school is proud of its family culture, strong values, passion for teaching learning process, and a steep learning curve. Bhavans Bhagwan Das Purohit Vidya Mandir, Nagpur. Their mission is to nurture the future generations to become confident, competent, and sensitive global citizens. Then Kanha Makhan Public School, Mathura, is the place where the mind sharpens, body strengthens, and the soul nourishes. The Sagar School, Rajasthan, is like a green oasis in the national capital region, where each Sagarian is encouraged to become confident, inquisitive, and independent-minded, while acquiring the values of excellence, discipline, and respect. Triveni Tissues Vidyapeeth, West Bengal, an institution that aims at preparing students to understand, contribute to, and succeed in a rapidly changing society, thus making the world a better and more just place. Navrachna School, Vadodara, Gujarat. The name of the school means new creation, Navrachna. True to its name, the school embodies the indomitable spirit of an education system that renews and revitalizes itself constantly. The school is committed to provide a holistic education, Cygnus World School, Vadodara, Gujarat. The school believes that when it comes to education, if it is not 360, it is not complete. Therefore, the school nourishes the multiple intelligence of each child so that they can lead a personally rewarding, socially engaged, and professionally successful life. Amar Jyoti International School, Bhavnagar, Gujarat. The school believes in discipline, dedication, and determination, the 3 Ds. The school's mission is to prepare children who have courage and heroism and who demand from themselves tireless labor and self-discipline. St. Edmund's School, Jaipur provides healthy and congenial atmosphere conducive to learning and allows the students to overcome their fear and showcase their talents. St. Mark's Girls Senior Secondary School, New Delhi. Motto of the school is loyalty, truth, and honor. The school enables their students to compete professionally and also imbues them with a sense of compassion, pride in their rich cultural heritage, and a sense of responsibility towards the nation. The Assam Valley School, Tejpur, believes that source of better ideas is wisdom, and the shortest path to wisdom is a liberal education. The school nurtures children to release their full potential and to face challenges of the future confidently, and thankfully I have been the eyewitness to all this. Little Flower School, Jamshedpur. The school motto is knowledge, truth, love. In addition to imparting academic knowledge, the school inculcates trust, honesty, loyalty, sincerity, and compassion in the children. Bal Bharti Public School, New Delhi. Since 1994, this is the oldest education in New Delhi. The school champions the cause of nourishing the rich tradition with a progressive attitude towards the future. The Sacred Heart Convent, Jamshedpur. Their mission is to instill life-promoting values in children, true moral education, and faith formation, with emphasis on nourishing and deepening their faith in Almighty God. NL Dalmia School builds up overall personality of the child, encompassing all aspects of young ones in the challenging atmospheres of today. Now, from our own city of Nawabs, the Lucknow city, we have the teams for the Millennium School, St. Fidelis School, and the City International School. In addition to CMS Mahanagar, that is City Montessori School Mahanagar, the host school, we have our 11 branches spread across different parts of the city, competing in different events of this competition. So, thank you and welcome once again to the family, to the competition.
Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, for this wonderful introduction to various teams who are participating in Macfair International. Now, Macfair International was initiated as a nascent dream in the year 1992, and today it has become a cradle for creating and nurturing young leaders committed to the service of humanity, capable of adopting and adapting to the changes. Once again, we welcome and thank each one of you for being the part of this fair and celebration. This year, what do we have in store in virtual Macfair International? Coming up next is a small presentation showcasing all details.
The first millennium saw India reach a high point in mathematics, astronomy, surgery, and few other similar areas, with people like Aryabhat, Brahmabhat, and Susruta making seminal contribution. The second millennium was a disaster for India, since country was under foreign rule. Yet, Indian intellectuals prodded on in matter of the mind like mathematics and theoretical aspects of science. Fortunately for India, the later part of the last century has seen tremendous opportunities in software development, which is essentially about algorithms and conceptualization. It is in this ecosystem, world's largest school by pupils, City Montessori School, began Macfair International, an international math and computer fair for students of classes 9 to 12. It is organized every alternate year with the aim to provide a platform for students to display and match their talents, skills, and wits. New ideas thrive in an environment that embraces multiculturalism and diversity, encourages open debates, discussions, and consultations. Participants transcending biases of nationalities and religious beliefs. Macfair over the years has grown due to the schools, especially its founders, Drs. Jagdish and Bharati Gandhi's tremendous confidence in the power of the youth, in the energy, determination, and enthusiasm that every one of a young citizen possesses in abundance.
Macfair International Math and Technology Olympiad has been a tradition in CMS Mahanagar, organized every other year in parallel with Reflections, which is a major event reflecting upon the history of mankind. These events beautifully complement each other, balancing art and culture with science and technology.
Although COVID-19 has pushed the pause button on the entire world, we at City Montessori School believe that learning should never be stopped. Macfair, the much-awaited event for all math, science and technology enthusiasts, thus goes online this year.
Eureka is a quiz for senior students on science and technology, frontiers of science and space, terrestrial or extraterrestrial, human genomes or molecular biology. We have it all covered in Eureka. No one stands a chance to lose with so much of knowledge being served on a platter. Our Quizmaster Square is full of sharp and shining arrowheads, ready to challenge the intellect and aptitude of the participants hailing from different parts of the globe.
Macfair 2020 promises an exciting experience for all its participants. Virtual or real, learning must never stop.
Discovery is a science Olympiad for the senior students. Time to test your analytical skills and scientific temper within the specified time limit. Speed, time, and accuracy will be the parameters that decide the winner of this event.
Science is the music of dating, and music is the science of the heart. And what better than turning the scientific lyrics into the sound of music? The jingle-making competition Sound of Music on the theme of science and technology for world peace does exactly that. We look forward to some scintillating musical jingles that will bring science and harmony together synchronously.
Color of eyes blue, skin complexion fair, brain with an IQ above 140, genius, chromosome disorder none. The next gen babies will be nothing short of superhumans. But wait, is it not distorting an entire set of genomes and creating an inevitable identity crisis among humans of diverse and beautiful races? Welcome to Voila, a debate competition for senior students where the participants will deliberate on the topic design of babies, own or pain.
Rhetoric, a junior level extempore competition, will judge presence of mind, scientific intellect, and the oratory skills of the contestant on the topic provided in prompting. This, being an online competition, will also judge the presentation of each contestant, his camera-friendly ways, and his ability to put forth his views to bring sound conviction to his statements.
I, Chirag Singh, the head boy of City Montessori School, Mahanagar, extend a very warm welcome to all our international and national delegates to the virtual platform of Macfair 2020 and hope that this event will be an enriching experience to all of you. Let the quest for knowledge begin. All the best and Jai Jagan.
In pandemic, when entire school has moved online, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, make yourself comfortable in front of your laptops, tablets or smartphones powered with generous data pack to virtually zoom in to 4 days of Macfair online, wherein young minds would dwell upon creating a shared concern and plan for global issues like poverty, environment, etc. through peaceful use of science, math, and technology. Jai Jagat.
So welcome to Macfair International participants. Now I very humbly request the President and Chief Operating Officer, City Montessori School, respected Professor Geeta Gandhi ma'am, to bless the participants and address the gathering. Over to ma'am.
Thank you, Shipra Singhal-ji. It's a great pleasure, friends, to be at the opening ceremony of the International Macfair event this year, an event which is being held virtually and assumes new and special significance this year for being organized virtually, and which represents the resilience of this great campus of City Montessori School, Mahanagar. I would like to add my own very warm welcome to Mrs. Sangeeta Singh, IAS, who's the honored chief guest of our event this morning. And her presence here has really provided us a wonderful accompaniment and a great start to this special event. The 40 school teams that are here, I'd like to add my own welcome to them as well for their participation. You're so warmly welcomed to our school, and thank you for coming to this event. I'd like to thank the great principal, the untiring and matchless principal of this great campus, Dr. Mrs. Kalpana Tripathi, who has taken this campus of CMS to great heights of accomplishment and achievement, and has, thousands of students have passed through her capable hands to become strong human beings who have been launched into the world as capable, competent, well-adjusted, value-laden young people, who will certainly go on to make major contributions to the welfare of their respective communities, their states, their country, and indeed the world. I'd like to thank Dr. S.C. Tripathi, the President's award-winning teacher of biology of Mahanagar campus, Mrs. Shipra Singhal, the compere and the matchless English teacher of this campus, Mrs. Shamim Singh, Mrs. Neeti Tandon, and many other members of the senior team of the Mahanagar campus. The friends and students, this class of subjects in which you are participating here is also sometimes known as the STEM group of subjects: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And as Dr. Tripathi just said, Dr. S.C. Tripathi just said, it is not just these, it is now branched out into other areas which we perhaps would not have included. Obviously in science, we do include biology, biotechnology, and so on and so forth. This event, friends, is now, as I understand from Dr. Tripathi's giving me the history, and I must admit that I did not realize that the antecedents of this event go back so far as 1993-94, that it's a very mature event of the age of roughly 30 years old, this event. And no wonder that you've been able to forge all those alliances, forge all those networks and those relationships with so many schools from across the country, from so many different states. It is so pleasing to see that there are participant teams here from so many different states of India and also from Nepal. I particularly warmly welcome the teams from Nepal because you're a neighboring country and you also add to the diversity of the participation at this event and will definitely bring newness, freshness, and innovation to it. I want to appreciate very much what Mrs. Sangeeta Singhal ji said, who is a very eminent personage in her own right as an Indian Administrative Services officer, plus as with all the experience of the world that represents and all the seniority that represents, but also currently, in the current context, she's the Managing Director of Medical Supplies. In the current context, her role assumes very special significance. And I want to appreciate what she said. She emphasized that skills we can acquire at any time, but values are acquired at this age, at the youngest age, at the school-going age. And that she appreciated that our school endeavors not only to impart an academically excellent education, but also with preparing young people with good values. And she also highlighted, she reminded that COVID has taught us to appreciate the little things in life, the connections, the face-to-face human interaction, which we used to perhaps take for granted. And obviously one can add to that many other things that COVID has taught us. So there is a silver lining in this otherwise very bleak cloud. So I would just like to end by saying that one of the things that this event represents is resilience, the never say die spirit, the tenacity that we have as human beings and as a school, and going forward with great confidence into the future, knowing that we have the ingenuity to find the solutions, we have the wisdom, we have the knowledge, we have the intellect, we have the human spirit, which is never ending. We will find solutions to problems. And here are the youngest, the brightest minds among our young people from across the country to find those solutions through science and technology. Who would have thought, friends, that technology will find the solution to what seemed like an intractable problem of the environment? You know, we were all despairing of climate change. We were all despairing of the fact that world leaders cannot come up with a convincing solution, to the problem of climate change and so forth. And what we see today is that COVID has compelled humanity to take a break from flights, to take a break from lots of usage. Need anymore continents in order to go and have a 3-hour meeting in London. We can have meetings online. So technology has provided a very convincing solution, at least to some extent, to quite a substantial extent, in the environmental problem, how to address it. So I think it has given us pause, it has given us time to reflect on where we are headed as a humanity. And I think that this event must be used, will be used, to discuss about how science can help us to further enhance the human condition and improve the lives and carry forward civilization. Thank you very much. And again, I'd like to end with congratulating Dr. Kalpana Tripathi, the indefatigable, amazing, and high achieving principal of City Monastery School, Mahanagar campus.
Thank you, ma'am, for blessing these young stalwarts and giving away so many lessons. In fact, we need to multiply thank you word 1,000 times to match it with your efforts and support. Your progressive insight has always helped us to reach the pinnacle of success and to keep pace with the ever-changing world. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request our respected Dr. Kalpana Tripathi, Principal and the Convener of Macfair International, to propose vote of thanks.
I am reminded of Alfred Tennyson's inspiring poem at this moment. The old order changeth, yielding place to new, and God fulfills himself in many ways. The order of things is changing, indeed changing right before our own eyes. The COVID times has given immense learning opportunities and explored new ways of communicating with our students. When we look back on today, we will know that we were the generation of teachers that brought about this paradigm shift in education. It seems to be great honor to propose the vote of thanks for this Macfair. This Macfair, virtual Macfair, has shown us that yes, as Geeta ma'am said, that we can conduct meetings frequently at a very small pace. So thank you, Geeta ma'am, for all the good words you said for CMS Mahanagar. First, I would like to thank our chief guest of today, respected Mrs. Sangeeta Singh, IAS, CEO, Ayushman Bharat, and MD Medical Supplies. As in this corona time, she is a very busy person, and in spite of that, she has spared her valuable time and appreciated our efforts in these challenging times. Ma'am, your presence has added value to our program, and your speech was very informative, heart-touching. Thank you once again, ma'am. I'm grateful to our founders, respected Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, respected Badi Didi, Mrs. Bharti Gandhi. They were so enthusiastic on time. They were all ready to, and we felt motivated with their presence. Respected Geeta Gandhi Kingdon, respected Sunita ma'am. She kept messaging me that yes, your program is going on well. Respected Miss Batra, Miss Sushmita Basu, HOD Quad, Mrs. Kamran, Mrs. Jyoti Kashyap, and all my fellow principals whom I could see there. Dear friends, you are a motivating factor in my life. I am thankful to all the participating teams and the principals of participating schools for being there and making Macfair a success. I am grateful to Mr. Kurian and his team, especially Mr. Gulfam, Mr. Ahmad, Mr. Cherian, Mr. Manish Tiwari, Mr. Elias, Mr. Shiv Kumar, Mr. Syed Nurul Hassan, and Mr. Jia, and the entire team for providing all technical support, because it was not easy to hold it like this, and I think this is the first time. We had been learning a lot while preparing for Macfair. A lot of learning happened, and as I say, journey is its own reward. I also appreciate the efforts of Secretary Macfair, Dr. Tripathi, Coordinator Mr. Atul Bajpayee, Mr. Pavan Kumar, who were enthusiastic about conducting the program. Not once did they say that, ma'am, let's cancel it. So thank you, dear teachers. In Mahanagar, I have a very strong support staff, very strong staff member who are really working very hard. I just have to say that this has to be done, and they are ready to do it. So we are learning while we are doing things, and every day is a new day, new learning. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate the efforts of Mrs. Shipra Singhal, ISC in charge, the compere, who controls the program with a powerful voice. Thank you, Dr. Tripathi, Shipra ma'am. I thank Mr. Rak Srinivas, my great friend, who is the quiz master for today, and he has been associated with all the international functions that were conducted and will be conducted by CMS Mahanagar. I thank Ms. Aparajita Tripathi, consultant KPMG, and she is my daughter who has been very instrumental in organizing international events. I also acknowledge the efforts of vice principal, my vice principal, all my in charges, students of Mahanagar, my office bearers who participated in the opening program, and the children who have been speaking in the various programs. So thank you very much, one and all who have worked. I have missed out many names, but I would like to thank each and every staff member. Ms. Shamim Singh made all the multimedia, the wonderful multimedia which you saw. And now I would, because we have quiz lined up, so I would thank each and every person associated with Macfair.